Alright guys, today's video is talking about water bladder usage, getting water from the bladder into the fifth wheel, various methods using the Siphon system that's on the Nautilus system, or using a drill pump to get in there. Also talking about capacity that this thing holds. Alright guys, this is our water bladder that we use to fill up our main potable water tank in our Grand Design. We're out boondocking, usually after about 3 days or so of camping and conserving water. We're usually out of water, so this is what we use. This is an 87 gallon advertised from Amazon, and the Grand Design is 60 gallons. Last time I used this, had it pretty full, very little air in it, at least I thought it was full. And once we pumped everything from there into the Grand Design, there was still very little water left over, maybe 5 gallons or so. So either that is not 87 gallons, or that is not 60 gallons. Maybe it's more, maybe that's less, or maybe I didn't get it full. So we're doing a little experiment. My buddy Dennis over from the Soyuz channel, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, he showed me about his little water meter. So I bought one off Amazon, and so far we've put 20 gallons into this tank. And it also shows your gallons per minute, and your average gallons per day, and your total gallons cumulative. This is this 20 gallons per this setting. So when we're done here, we'll see how many gallons this bladder holds once and for all. We'll figure out what the verdict is. Stand by. All right, about halfway through. It's looking fairly full to me. We'll see. We're at 40 gallons, so by capacity, we're not even halfway full. And we'll see. A lot of that's air. We'll see. And maybe I'm just not getting it full, or maybe the capacity is less. We'll find out here in a few minutes. So here we are. There is the 60 gallons that the fifth wheel should take. And when I refilled that tank the other day, well, actually it wasn't even fully empty. So here's the bladder. It looks full to me, and that's probably where I stopped the other day when we used it. Obviously has a lot of air in it, so I'm gonna see if I can get maybe some of the air out and get the full 87 out of this capacity. So I think that's kind of what happened, is I probably just took a little bit of air to the campground instead of water. The water flow, it's slowed down a little bit. It's 3.8 now, so it's probably fighting for space. But see if I can't find a way to get air out of this to see if I can get full 87 gallons in it. But we'll just keep pumping it until it either bursts or fills up with 87 gallons. It's looking really full. I haven't let any air out actually, just trying to see what it'll do. Put 75 gallons in, so about 12 gallons away from its capacity. Water flow slowed down to 3.1 gallons per minute. Why it fights for that space between air and water. I don't know, maybe this thing will fail, maybe it won't. Maybe that's how you're supposed to do it, just keep filling it until it doesn't accept any more water. I think the smart thing would be to do is undo the hose, let some air out, and but I'm just kind of curious. We'll see if the water flow stops to zero, or if this thing bursts. Yeah, we're getting close to full. There's almost 86 gallons, and the water flow is slowed down to right around 3, I guess. So I guess as long as you're patient and fill this thing up to where it looks like a Goodyear blimp. Seems like it would roll around a lot being that full. Looks like you can get the full 87 gallons. So looks like it's even accepting more. But I'm gonna go turn the faucet off now. All right, the faucet's off. This thing is plumb full of water. There is no air in here. I've purged all the air out through this cap. As you can see, I've got it very loose right now, and there's no air. So to get 87 gallons in this, you have to fill it all the way up, looking like a Goodyear blimp, and it kind of makes it a little bit more roly-poly. So I don't know if I'll do that in the future. I think I'll just probably put like 70 gallons in, which is enough to fill the tank, and maybe I'll get a second one, I don't know. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna hook this up with the hose and pump it into the fifth wheel, test the flow rate that the Nautilus system does. And the way we pump that in is we use the sanitize section. Siphon uses this pump that's in the fifth wheel to pump it into the potable water tank. And we'll check the flow rate of that. And then in a minute, we'll hook up what I have a drill pump and compare the flow rate of the drill pump to see if one's going to be better than the other. All right, we are all hooked up to the fifth wheel, so all I need is turn this valve. Usually I use this hose, and what I do is I hook it up to these 5-gallon jugs and just put that valve directly in these threads there and pump it in. But today we're doing this. Go through here. It's going to go through our flow meter. We're just going to turn the pump on. It's in the sanitize or siphon mode, and here we go. All right, water's coming through, and we will check out our flow rate. One gallon per minute so far. It's still cavitating a little bit. All right, now that the bubbles have worked out a bit, we're getting 1.7 gallons per minute, so it does pick up a little bit of speed. And I also figured out on this, if we do on the flow page, we can flip the display around. If we hold it in for 6 seconds, it also switches to 2 liters per minute. There you go. So now I can see that this direction instead of having to look at it upside down. So we have now 7.4 gallons in there. Got a ways to go. I think what we'll do is about halfway through we're going to hook up the drill pump because this does a cumulative thing, and we'll check the drill pump to see how much quicker it is, so we don't have to do 1.7 gallon per minute. The whole drill pump's hooked up, goes through the drill pump, drill's taped so it goes continuous. It's an old cheap drill, so if it burns it up, don't really care. Goes through the garden hose, through the flow meter. We're using the power fill, and we'll just plug this in and see what we get. There's a little bit of a leak down there. I'll have to see what that is coming from. All right. 2.8, 3 gallons. We already had 18 gallons in, but 2.5 gallons per hour. Looks like it's a little quicker than the power fill, or than the siphon. Up to 2.7 gallons per hour. Total of 24 gallons so far. So about 36 more to go. 43 gallons. Here we are full. And only 57 gallons, so quite not getting 60 gallons into the tank. And I stopped it a little late, so a little bit's actually a little bit less than that is what it actually holds, because some of it's going to leak out. And the trailer is level right now. It's not on the leveling system, but it is level front to back before I started this procedure. So now we just need to empty this bladder, so we'll just empty that into my drain. So we're just draining what's left of the bladder through the drill pump. We should get 87 gallons-ish. What's interesting though is that it's not hooked up to the tank. So what's interesting is when it's not hooked up to the tank, it actually has a higher flow rate because there's no resistance going into the... All right, bag's empty. I think we said 87 gallons went in, 86.7 came out. I'm sure I spelt close to a quarter of a gallon. That probably makes sense. All right, that concludes our test here. I think we figured out that definitely will hold 87 gallons. It looks kind of like a Goodyear blimp, and it can roll around a lot, so I don't know if I'll put 87 gallons in it in the future, maybe 70 so it holds more flat. Or if I put 87, I'll use the straps and secure it. Fifth wheel holds almost 60, a little less than that by the time there's a little spillage and maybe not perfectly level, a little air pocket in there, who knows. I think in the future, instead of using the drill pump, I'll probably just use the Siphon. It is slower, it'll take longer, but I'm usually not in a hurry when I'm camping, so just set it, forget it. Either way, can't use the water while it's filling, so not a big deal. But the drill pump seems to be a little bit more obnoxious and more technical stuff to set up. So thanks for watching. Again, kind of overthinking things here, but things that keep me up at night. But see if I can't make some more videos in the future. Thanks for watching.